We want to get to Star Harvey, our meteorologist, to talk about the weather conditions. And the good news, Star, a different weather story than what we were talking about 24 hours ago.
Yes. You know, just as both of you were just speaking about, you know, we had forecasted this. You know, I remember standing in this very spot about a week ago, you know, talking about the potential weather ahead of us on repeat, day after day after day. And so it has arrived here. And we are seeing things that look a little bit different than where we were 24 hours ago. And a lot of that is going to be the lull in the wind activity. And again, we are not completely out of the danger because we did have the National Weather Service extend some of our watches and warnings, and they do carry through portions of tomorrow. And here's a look at why. Some of our impacts for not just today, but stretching in towards the end of our work week here. So our fire danger, this is going to be that Santa Ana wind, where we're expecting our sustained winds to push upwards of, I'd say, 40 miles per hour. And we're still seeing that happen over 40 miles per hour. I just clocked not too long ago. We have those wind gusts that could get upwards of 80+ miles per hour across the area. So we take those winds and then we look at our relative humidity. Those values are really low. We're talking dry conditions and winds. That creates the perfect environment for our critical fire weather to ignite across our region. We are looking at power outages across the region. We have been seeing them since yesterday morning. We are seeing not just those downed trees, those power lines and power outages. I have those happening on and throughout my family as well. And just like I'm sure a lot of you all at home as well. And with our travel, we are experiencing strong winds, not just across our canyons and our passes, but I did check in a little bit earlier this morning with those closures across some of our roads. We also have been looking at big rig overturned, and we talk about that every time we do get these wind events where we have those high profile vehicles that do have the potential to move over, fall over on their sides. And that's exactly what happened with this event pushing across the area for today. Let's talk in terms of our water year. This is a look at where we were last year, where we saw a surplus of water come into the Los Angeles area. That is not going to be the case for this water year. Our water year does start in the month of October, so this is from last year, October, and stretches through September of this year. And so you'll see we have not accumulated much at all. You'll see that October last year we got a trace. Between November and December we racked in just 0.16 inches, and for this month so far we've received zero. And let me just remind you that January is typically our second most wettest month of the year here. And so when we take a look at that and we also think in terms of drought, I'm going to say that a big portion, if not to most of Southern California, we do sit under those drought conditions. And so this is going to be that abnormally dry zone stretching us through that severe drought. And rainfall, we're not receiving any of it. I took a look out 7 days, and this is what we have. If we were going to receive that precipitation, this monitor right here, this model would light up with that green. As you can see, what's happening out to the east of us, but also up to the north. And so with that, we're not receiving the rainfall that we do need. All of the rain that did come with this low pressure system that did aid in setting up this critical situation across our area, it has moved off to the south of us, and so no rainfall in sight. We're looking at the continuation of that widespread windstorm activity. We talked about the winds, and so just reminding you, you'll see the swaying of those trees, those power lines, the vehicles, high profile outdoors, those northerly winds kicking up as high as 40 miles per hour, those gusts getting as high as 80 miles per hour. And again, just reminding you that we are talking hurricane force winds when we think in terms of how powerful these things are moving across our area. Extreme fire danger, the not just growth of it, but also the spread with those embers still moving from fires that have already ignited, and with the winds pushing them into different locations, we are likely to see the sparking, which we have since I've been here on air. In addition to that, the down trees and the power lines. We continue to talk about that this morning. I'll be back with more updates on our weather condition, and hopefully when we get this new outlook from the National Weather Service, things look a little different. I'm not hopeful.